Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the 6th day of December 2018. I almost said November. Well, it's a Thursday, so we are looking at influences of expansion and prosperity, given that Jupiter rules Thursday. Today, it's also a new moon, so I did some lunar transits on the blog, so check that out. I put those up for today. It changes again tomorrow, so I'll do another one tomorrow. But if you're going to be working any magic today, work it for new beginnings and new birth and transformation and all of that. It's maiden moon right now. So the crone is over. Crone happens just before. So just in the same way that we have a full moon, we have 3 days around the full moon, which is a maiden, mother, and crone experience. You can adopt the same thing only in reverse, I think, during the dark moon or new moon. Only you would do it crone, maiden, and then I guess mother, if you wanted to think about it that way. There's different energies associated with each one. So, sometimes it's fun over the full moon to do a 3-day magical working where you have some beginning energies of the maiden, and then you bring something to fulfillment. Maybe you're describing a situation that's been ongoing, and you're taking a past, present, and future focus to your working. And so you can do that. I almost dropped a card. It was, let's see, the Lovers. But anyway, we'll see if I draw that one. But anyhow, if that's what you're doing tonight, then cool. I actually like the new moon more than I do the full moon. But that's just me. You get to the crone phase of life, and pretty soon you're liking things to just sort of be a little more meditative and less chaotic. So anyhow, let's count 13 and see what we have for today. Well, we have the Two of Wands. In here, this is really about waiting for our ship to come in a sense. We see the same two pillars, if you will. In this case, it's two wands, two staffs, and it represents a doorway into, it looks unfortunately like he's looking into the past, doesn't he? But he's looking out over the water, and he holds a globe in his hand, you can see. The village is down there around him. He's likely royalty. The way he's dressed, or at least someone of wealth and affluence. He could be a wealthy businessman. And 2 is about balance and decision making and polarity and duality and all of that. So you might look at this in terms of balanced will or balanced intention, maybe. Because when you're looking at the Wands suit, you're looking at a fire element. And so you're looking at something that's catalytic. But you're also looking at, since he's looking out over and he's holding the globe in his hand, he's looking out over the expanse of the water. He's basically looking at all options being available to him, isn't he? There just doesn't seem to be any restrictions. When you look out over the ocean, there's just endless, right? So endless opportunities are available to him. He needs to focus his will and focus his intention in a balanced fashion to make all that happen, however. So if you are feeling today like you are trying to start something new, today would be a good day to really take a look at all of that. And but remember to try to look at things in terms of balance, instead of, maybe, and I guess exercise some impulse control is what I'm trying to say. So, but understand that all options are on the table, so you could really do anything, just as long as you do it in a way that is balanced, and you don't let your will get out ahead of yourself. So let's get just one more card and see if we have a little more information about this. I'm always bothered by the Two of Wands because he's looking to the past, looking backwards. So 6, 7, 12, 13. Well, we have a sorrowful card here. There we go. That's a difficult one to say today. The Five of Cups. No, I don't want to talk to my computer. That little thing comes up, says greetings. No, go away. Anyway, so we have, again, we have 5 cups. Two are still standing, but he's got his back to them. 3 are turned over. Looks like probably a smaller castle in the distance across the road. There's an overarching bridge, a stone bridge that crosses the water there in the distance. So he's experienced some change emotionally, some disappointment maybe, some loss. Sometimes this is looked at as ego triumphing over spirit, or wanting what you can't have. It could mean broken relationships of some kind. Perhaps there's a loss in the family. Maybe in your family structure you're having issues, or maybe you've had some issues with a friend, and you're feeling a sense of loss about all of it. But the other thing, you've got these two cups behind him. So he seems to be so focused on what he's lost that he doesn't seem to understand what he still has. And so we need to take a look at that in terms of our opportunities for today when we're going forth trying to figure out what it is we're wanting to do. Recognize that even in loss, there's still opportunity to be found, or that we don't want to get so focused on our losses that we can't see what we still have going for us. So something has happened, and now he's taking a new direction in his life. So maybe that's really all it's trying to say to us today. So if you're experiencing that, just let that happen, and understand that you do have more than you know. So try to kind of let go of emotions that are getting stuck. If you're ruminating on something, or you're staying too focused on something, it's a clear sign that you need to stop. Basically, when you can't let something go. So anyhow, let me take a drink of tea here. When my husband makes my honey and lemon water in the morning, it's always better than when I do it. I don't know why. It always tastes better. But I like to do that honey and lemon cleanse every morning. Something to do. Makes me feel better. Well, we have Thurisaz, and we haven't seen this one in a little while. Thurisaz is the 3rd rune of the Elder Futhark, and it's Thor's rune. It represents a thorn, represents Thor's hammer. It's catalytic, and it's defensive. It's a very strong rune. But you can see how it just kind of represents a little thorn, doesn't it? I think that, given the card wherever it went, there it is, we may be feeling a little bit protective of ourselves today. Clearly, something has happened that has pressed us into another phase of thinking. And inevitably, when you pull something like Thurisaz, then and you're dealing with some grief and then subsequent change. Basically, that's what Thurisaz is doing. Even though it's a fire element rune, it ought to be really have some water involved in it as well, because what we're dealing with here is forced change. When you use Thurisaz, you're trying to break through something, you're trying to break through barriers or obstacles, even if it's the obstacle we're creating within. And so clearly in the cards today, we've experienced something that's emotional, and now we're trying to break through to something new. And even though we have all options are on the table today, and given that it's a 6 day, we've got higher self energies coming in. We're feeling organized. We're feeling ready to move forward. It's a Jupiter day, so lots of expansive energy available to us, a lot of joyful energy, a lot of positive energy available to us. But we've come through something that's been emotionally draining and emotionally difficult. And so even though we are ready to move on, we might have to overcome some obstacles within to do that. And that's what I suggest that Thurisaz is likely talking about today. It's not so much what you need to do with respect to other people. It's not so much conflict. Whatever has happened, that's done. And you've already made your decisions to move on and do something else. And so Thurisaz, I think, is what you're going to use. You're going to use that energy to do that and to break through into something new and to get something going. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I mean, weather working, fruitfulness, regeneration, beginnings, neutralizes other issues, neutralizes enemies and opposition. But here's the thing, if the opposition is coming from within, it's stopping you from doing something new. So Thurisaz is just going to be here, I think, today to try to help us all break through into something else, to let go of emotions that no longer serve, and to get things going in a more positive direction. So that's kind of cool. I like that one. Anyway, that's going to have to carry us through until Monday. So that seems like an awful lot to do, though. So maybe that's the reason for it today. If this is not just a one-day experience, I think, especially when Thurisaz is in the mix. So anyhow, thank you so much for stopping by today. I've been working, excuse me, I've been working on a couple of books that I've got going, and I'm going to continue to do that this weekend. I'm making some progress, particularly on one. I'd like to be making progress on the other one. The other one's the novel, but I'm still kind of letting where the characters are right now gel. I'm trying to figure out. I think I want the bulk of the book to be in that side of things that we're into now, that I'm into now on it. It kind of started out in one section, and now we're moving into another. It's kind of a journey type experience, and so we've taken a transition from one section of it to the other section, and I think I want that section to be probably the biggest one. So we'll have that, and then likely I'll return everybody back to the original one. But don't know yet, and so, but I'm just drawn to this other one that I'm doing. So I have to set that one aside, and I've really had a lot of fun doing it so far. So hopefully I can get back to it too. Anyhow, thanks again for coming by. If it's your first time, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. I really like doing these things. They're lots of fun. And if you've been coming back, thank you again for doing so. Click subscribe if you haven't. I'd love you to do that. And check out the blog Stepping Aside at imsteppingaside.com. I'll be putting some more stuff up this weekend, and maybe even today. I think I'm going to do a tarot reading with the Heindel deck. I haven't done one with those in a while, with that particular deck in a while. And if you haven't seen that one, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Go check it out. If you go to tarot.com, you can check out their different decks, and you can take a look at what they look like, actually, before you buy them. But I bought this, and it is just, it is hands down one of the coolest decks I've ever seen. So I love it. And so it also has the I Ching on it, which is very cool. And it has runes. And so it's one of those multi-divination cards that I just think is so incredible, because you can do like we do today, combining rune energies with tarot energies. Anyway, check that out. I'm going to do a reading with it. It's just such a cool deck. Anyhow, again, thanks for coming by. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks so much. And be good to yourself, be good to others, and blessed be.